This is a case where even though the answer choices are long, I am not going to assume this is a hard question. It's one of these illustrate the claim ones. It's literature, but who cares? They're just giving me things to look for. So just focus on that. The narrator was frightened of the sailor, as can be seen when the narrator says. So we're looking for something that suggests being frightened, right? This is a strong words situation, but they are really just giving you the strong word and telling you to find a match in the line. So let's just see. A, I remember the sailor as if it were yesterday, as he came plodding to the inn door, his sea chest following behind him in a hand barrow. Nothing suggests someone being scared, frightened, so no. B, the sailor was a very silent man by custom. All day he hung round the cove or upon the cliffs with a brass telescope. Now, I could see someone's mind starting to be like, oh, well, that's kind of scary. Like, he's silent. What is he thinking? Does he think he's going to, like, murder me? Like, what's he thinking? What's he doing? What's he going to do with that telescope? Is he spying on people? That's kind of frightening. No, that's your imagination going crazy here. Like, that could be scary, I guess, if you have a kind of weird mind that goes in that place, but it's not what it says. And so there's nothing here on the surface that is inherently frightening. Don't invent some story. If you really want to leave this choice in, you can leave it in and say, well, if there's nothing better, I guess this is kind of frightening. He's just standing there silently. But no, this is definitely wrong. There's no word that matches with the word frightened. Let's see. When we get to the right answer, it'll be obvious. C, all the time he lived with us, the sailor made no change whatever in his dress, but to buy some stockings from a hawker. One of the corners of his hat having fallen down, he let it hang from that day forth, though it was a great annoyance when it blew. Again, this is just describing what he looks like. If that sounds like a scary looking guy to you, fine, but I would really love them to say that he looked menacing, he looked scary, something like that. They're not doing that here. D, how the sailor haunted my dreams. Now that is frightening, right? Someone haunts your dreams. That there's no misinterpreting that. That is clearly scary. I need scarcely tell you, on stormy nights when the wind shook the four corners of the house and the surf roared along the cove and up the cliffs, I would see him in 1,000 forms and with 1,000 diabolical expressions. That means kind of like devilish. So yeah, he's scary, he's menacing. They're giving us words that mean that. There is no doubt here that this is certainly better than B. And if we have harder versions of this question, we do feel like sometimes, there are ones that are a little close. You're always looking for the path of least resistance. Which choice can you justify matching with the strong words in the question with the least amount of thought, right? With the least amount of storytelling on your part. You want to be able to point to a word in the line that matches with a word in the question. And the more of those connections you can make without having to do assumptions or storytelling, the better. That's how we decide when we're stuck between two choices. Whichever one is just easiest to match, that's probably the right one.